All right, today we're going to be talking about solving two-step inequalities. These are very similar to two-step equations. However, you do need to remember the rules of inequalities and when you need to switch the sign and how to graph it and things like that. All right, so the first example we have is to solve and check 3x minus 7 is less than 8. All right, so we have 3x minus 7 is less than 8. All right, so just like two-step equations, all right, we're going to do the addition and multiplication, or addition and subtraction first. So the inverse of minus 7 is to add 7. All right, so we're going to add 7 to both sides. So we're going to have 3x is less than, and 8 plus 7 is 15. All right, so now we're going to divide. Now, since our 3, our coefficient, the number with the x, is positive, we do not have to worry about switching the sign. All right, so the sign is going to remain that. All right, the same way. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. So our answer is x is less than 5. So if I were to graph this, all right, I'm just doing a very simple basic graph. This is how your graph should look. So because it's a less than sign, I'm going to use an open circle, and it's all the numbers less than 5. So it's going to be going to the left, all right? Because if you remember the arrow, okay? All right, do another example. Okay, so we have 7 times r minus 3 is greater than negative 13. All right, so in this case, we need to remember we have a distributive property here. So we're going to need to distribute the 7 to everything inside the parentheses. So we're going to do 7 times r, which is 7r, and 7 times negative 3, so that's going to be negative 21, is greater than negative 13. And now I'm going to solve it like normal, so I'm going to add 21 to both sides. Add 21. So I'm going to have 7r is greater than, and negative 13 plus 21, 8. All right. All right, so then I'm going to divide by 7, and because it is positive, we do not have to worry about switching the signs. All right, so then I'm going to have r is greater than 8 over 7, okay? And in this case, you don't really need to worry about changing it. If you want, you can change that to r is greater than 1 and 1/7. All right, okay. We're going to do 2 more examples. All right, now on this example, as you can see, we have x on both sides, okay? So we're going to have to pull the rules we know about variables on both sides of an equation. So we have 6x minus 7 is greater than 2x plus 17. All right, so in this case, I'm just going to put my variables on one side and my numbers on the other side. All right, so I'm going to add 7. I want to avoid negative numbers, so I always try and do the ones that will avoid those negative numbers. All right, so then I have 6x is greater than 2x, and 17 plus 7 is 24. All right, and I now need to get rid of this 2x on this side. So because it's a positive number, I'm going to subtract because you do the opposite. So then I'm going to have 4x is greater than 24. Divide because that's the inverse. And x is going to be greater than 6. All right. So I want you to make sure that you really are getting all of these different steps because this will help you organize your work and to get through these very easily, okay? All right, this last example, what I'd like you to do is try it real quick on your own. I will do the example with you right now, but what I'd like you to do is try and pause me, try to work this out on your own, and compare what you got with what I'm going to get, okay? All right, so I distributed first on this side. Now I'm going to do 2 steps kind of at once. I'm going to combine the x's on this side so it makes it a little easier. All right, so what you're going to notice now, guys, is that we actually are ending up with a problem that actually has no solution. And the reason for this is because, as you can see, you're gonna end up with 0 is greater than 0, and that doesn't really work. So there really is no solution, which is a great example of what can happen when you have this type of problem. Sometimes there will not always be a nice solution. Most of the time there will be, but every once in a while they like to throw you off and give you one. All right, so if you want to, we're going to be playing this on Monday anyways, or on our next class anyways. Um, but if you'd like to, type this web address in for some additional practice. It's a really good inequality game. All right.